Babylon was once a city of extraordinary grandeur, known for its towering walls, magnificent palaces, and advanced civilization. At its height, it was the most powerful empire in the ancient world, ruling over vast territories and possessing immense wealth. The Babylonians were proud of their achievements, believing their empire to be indestructible. However, despite their military strength and economic dominance, Babylon was not immune to divine judgment. The Bible makes it clear that Babylon's fall was not just an act of history, but a fulfillment of prophecy. The city's destruction was God's response to its pride, idolatry, and defiance of his authority. Though its rulers believed they were in control of their destiny, Babylon's fate was sealed long before its actual downfall. The prophets Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Daniel all foresaw the city's conquest and warned of its impending doom. Their words were fulfilled in 539 BC, when Cyrus the Great of Persia conquered Babylon in a swift and decisive campaign. But what led to this dramatic fall? Was it merely a political and military failure, or was there a deeper, spiritual reason for Babylon's collapse? To understand why Babylon was conquered, we must explore the biblical narratives and prophecies that reveal the divine judgment behind its downfall. The prophecies foretelling Babylon's fall long before Babylon reached the height of its power. God had already decreed its fall through his prophets. The Bible contains numerous prophecies about Babylon's destruction, showing that its end was not by chance, but by divine plan. Isaiah's prophecy, Isaiah 13 verses 17 to 22. The prophet Isaiah, writing more than a century before Babylon's conquest, prophesied that the Medes and Persians would overthrow the city. See, I will stir up against them the Medes, who do not care for silver and have no delight in gold. Babylon, the jewel of kingdoms, the pride and glory of the Babylonians, will be overthrown by God like Sodom and Gomorrah. Isaiah 13 verses 17 and 19, NIV. Isaiah's prophecy describes Babylon's utter devastation, comparing its fall to the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, a symbol of divine judgment. Jeremiah's warning, Jeremiah 50-51. The prophet Jeremiah also predicted Babylon's downfall. Babylon must fall because of Israel's slain, just as the slain in all the earth have fallen because of Babylon. Jeremiah 51 verse 49, NIV. Jeremiah warned that Babylon would suffer divine retribution for its cruelty toward Israel and its defiance of God. His prophecy also mentions how the Persians would divert the Euphrates River, allowing them to enter the city, a prediction fulfilled precisely in 539 BC. Daniel's interpretation of the statue, Daniel 2 verses 31 to 39. In Daniel's vision, King Nebuchadnezzar saw a statue with a head of gold, chest of silver, and lower parts of bronze, iron, and clay. Daniel explained that the head of gold represented Babylon, but it would be replaced by another kingdom, the Medo-Persian Empire. This prophecy indicated that Babylon's reign would not last forever, but would give way to another power. This was a direct message from God, warning Babylon of its eventual demise. The sins of Babylon. Why God judged the empire despite its power. Babylon was guilty of many sins, which ultimately led to its destruction. The Bible highlights three major sins that sealed its fate. 2. 1. Pride and arrogance. Daniel 4 verses 28 to 37. King Nebuchadnezzar, the most famous Babylonian ruler, became consumed with pride. In Daniel 4 verse 30, he declared, "Is not this the great Babylon I have built as the royal residence, by my mighty power and for the glory of my majesty?" God responded by humbling him. Nebuchadnezzar lost his mind and lived like an animal for 7 years until he acknowledged God's sovereignty. However, even after Nebuchadnezzar repented, Babylon as a whole did not learn its lesson. The empire continued in its arrogance, believing itself to be invincible. 2. Idolatry and false worship. Isaiah 47 verses 8 to 11. Babylon was a center of idol worship, exalting false gods like Marduk, Bel, and Ishtar. The people relied on astrology, magic, and divination instead of trusting in the true God. Isaiah 47 verses 10 to 11 condemns this. "You have trusted in your wickedness and have said, 'No one sees me.' Your wisdom and knowledge mislead you when you say to yourself, 'I am, and there is none besides me.'" Babylon's reliance on false gods and rejection of the true God of Israel was a major reason for its downfall. The desecration of holy vessels. Daniel 5 verses 1 to 31. The final sin that sealed Babylon's fate was committed by King Belshazzar, Nebuchadnezzar's grandson. He hosted a blasphemous feast, during which he drank from the holy vessels taken from God's temple in Jerusalem. That very night, a mysterious hand appeared and wrote on the wall, Mean, Tekel, Parson. Daniel 5 verse 25. Daniel interpreted the message. Mean, God has numbered the days of your reign. Tekel, you have been weighed and found wanting. Parson, your kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and Persians. That same night, Babylon fell to the Persians. How Babylon was conquered. The role of Cyrus the Great. The Persian king Cyrus the Great played a key role in fulfilling God's judgment on Babylon. Isaiah 45 verses 1 to 2 prophesied about him, calling him God's anointed one to subdue nations. The strategy of the Persian Cyrus army used an ingenious strategy to conquer Babylon. Diverting the Euphrates River, the Persians lowered the water level of the Euphrates River, which flowed through Babylon. Entering through the open gates, the Babylonians were celebrating a feast, unaware of the attack. The Persians entered the city without resistance, overthrowing Belshazzar. That very night, Belshazzar was killed, and Cyrus took control of Babylon. The spiritual meaning of Babylon's fall. A warning against human pride. Babylon's fall warns us that no kingdom can stand against God. Proverbs 16 verse 18 states, Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. A lesson in God's sovereignty. God rules over nations and history. As Daniel 2 verse 21 says, He changes times and seasons. He deposes kings and raises up others. A prophetic picture of the final judgment. Revelation 18 describes the fall of Mystery Babylon, symbolizing the final destruction of worldly rebellion against God. The fall of Babylon and God's justice. Babylon's fall was not just a historical event. It was a fulfillment of divine prophecy. It serves as a powerful reminder that pride, idolatry, and rebellion against God always lead to downfall. May we learn from Babylon's mistakes and remain humble before God, knowing that He alone is sovereign over nations, kings, and all creation.